Today's October 4th. Today's October 4th, 2024. It's still early. We have about 12 years before 2036. We got about 28 years before 2052. And it doesn't seem to be that we're in a rush or anything. You got plenty of time. It's a little tough to see the screen. Let's make an adjustment to the goal. There's the default donut goal, but I'm going to change it to something else. Let's change it to nothing. That's good. Well, let's take a little trip to Wawa first before we do anything else. We're coming into the weekend here, and even though we're in the off season, it's still warm, and moving into the weekend, there will be a lot of activity here. Let's go to Wawa first and get a very small snack, and then we'll take as much of a trip as this battery life will allow. So far, there's not too much activity. There's, as usual, people coming in and out. It's typical to have approximately 350 impressions per hour. So a little around the 3-hour mark, we have a total of 1,000 impressions. The rate of retainment is extremely low. At least it is lately. There's really nothing else to report. There is no news that I'm concerned with or that I know to be concerned with. There's no further developments in any material changes out here. We're going to go to Wawa, and we're going to get a little snack. I'm going to take a second to look at the comments. We still nothing to report. We're going to keep walking. When I find a good spot that's not right in front of someone's house, I will stop to. Let's just go ahead and do it now. Go ahead and do it now. And put this in my arm for a second. There's not going to be much to look at for a moment. It is a strange time when I'm out in public. It is a strange time when I'm out in public, but when I'm in isolation, that doesn't feel right either. There must be some healthy in between. We'll find it, or it'll find us. You and I. It's not much to report. Let me check back and look at the comments to see what we missed. Joy Beth is liking, and Joy Beth is giving us a heart me, which is really good, and a TGIF. That's amazing. Joy Beth was very generous and decided to send gifts. Nothing has happened yet. We're just getting started. We are already 6 minutes in, and that's the first sign of activity. Long gone are the days where we have people waiting for me to sign on. But I'll regain their trust, and I'll rebuild this thing. It could take a few months. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Many sacrifices were made. Hello, Jennifer. Hey, Jennifer, you're the first one. Hi. We're going to go. Okay, and now we have another gift. This one is from Kyle the Gamer, 95. Kyle the Gamer put up a rose. Not much has happened yet. Jennifer said hi. Hello. And that's about it. How am I today? Neutral. How about you? I'm dressed as a random business person. I have these brown pants on. I'm going to stop for a second to relight. Pretty neutral too. Yeah, today's not a day to get emotional. I'm going to play it straight for as long as I can. I made it to Wawa, but I would like a minute to enjoy this thing that I just made. So let's go over to, oh, we got another comment. This one is from Wendy, and she's saying, have a nice day. That's very kind. Thank you, Wendy. I hope you have a nice day too. Okay, good. For those of you watching the replay and can't read the comments, today's October 4th, 2024. It's still really early. We got plenty of time. I'm about 8 minutes into this live stream, and there's not too much activity so far. We have another comment. It's from someone named Jer, who I don't recognize. They have 48 followers. They must be new here. Jerome, it's hard to read. Wilburn? Life enthusiast. That's good. Being enthusiastic about life is good. Well, they're not new here. They're level 10. And the comment says, where are you heading? We're already where we need to be. Yeah. I'm not going anywhere. I'm in the phone. And I'll probably die in your phone. Unless if you scroll away. Okay. There's more activity. Jennifer Ever sent a heart me, which is a team membership thing on TikTok. For those of you watching the replay, this stream originated on TikTok. And they have a heart me thing where if you pay a penny, then you can join a team within a team. This is a little more specific than following somebody. At this time, we have exactly 100 active team members. Joy Beth also sent a dolphin, which is worth about 10 cents, and I'm lucky to get it. Okay, we have another comment, and this one is from our friend Wendy, and I'm going to read it. It says, what are you up to on the pier? Cool. We are sitting on a pier, and I'm on the phone. Right now, I have 3 people to talk to. It doesn't matter how many followers I got. I got Kyle, Wendy, and Jen. Jer seems interesting. I'm interested in talking to Jennifer Ever. Thank you for the pumpkin. Yeah, it doesn't matter how many followers I got. I got only 4 people to talk to right now. And we're just getting started. We are already 10 minutes into the stream and nothing has really happened yet. We're waiting to get... Alex has asked, what are my pronouns? I am pronoun agnostic. I don't actually believe in pronouns. So, you know, call me whatever you want. You can't misgender me because I don't believe in it. What's up, Lucy? Okay, we got another comment from someone named Lucy. And she just says, Mike, oh, Groovy Love. Okay, I recognize Lucy. Okay, very good. Olivia is also pronoun agnostic. She doesn't believe in it. So whether I call her she or they or he, it shouldn't matter to her. Wendy is thinking about Chinese food today. Good. Okay. So I just read another comment. This one's from Wendy. For those of you watching the replay and you can't read comments, I'm going to do my best to read the comments for you so you know what it is I'm responding to. All right. Alex says same in response to the pronoun agnosticism. Alex says same in response to the pronoun agnosticism. Very good. I was assigned male at birth, and so, but that's not the same as gender. In 2024, we're still transitioning. It's been at least 15 years since the general public started opening up to the idea of gender fluidity. And in 2024, there's still a lot of people who have never even heard of that, and there's still a lot of people who are actively fighting against the idea. By the time you listen to this broadcast, that might sound funny, but that's the way it was back here. It is still very early in 2024. It's very early in human history, relatively speaking. This is the time before, we're in the before times. Just spin the camera back around. All right, I'm going to read some more comments. For those of you watching the replay, you can't see any comments. We got one from Kyle the Gamer, one of our new friends. I like Kyle the Gamer. My screen is stuck on something. Okay, there we go. Kyle the Gamer says, I guess that means I am too. I call myself he, him, but I don't care if I'm ever misgendered. Okay. Which probably means that if you refer to Kyle as a she or a they, them, they're not going to really take objection to it. And I'm the same way. Sometimes in public, someone will say, excuse me, miss, and I respond to them without incident. Olivia says this world is going crazy. Olivia is in New York City. Silver Drama Queen, thank you for the likes. Okay, for those watching the replay, this stream originated on TikTok in sometime in the fall of 2024. And they have a liking system where you can tap the screen. It causes hearts to appear, and it keeps a count of the Kyle. Thank you for the Tiny Tiny. Kyle just sent me a gift of Tiny Tiny. It's approximately 10 cents, and I'm lucky to get it. So back in 2024, on TikTok, people could choose to send money through a graphical gifting system, which differentiates this platform from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, and everything else, really. at this time, this is the only platform with a gifting system that seems to be doable. And that's why I left Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and everything else. And I've been living on TikTok for about 2 years. I've been crowdfunded with a very, very modest, small crowd. And I've been making just enough to get to the next week. 10 cents at a time. Okay, for those of you watching the replay, I want to explain a little. Jennifer Ever, thank you for the baby ghost. Okay, Halloween is coming, and TikTok updated some of the gifts to get us some Halloween themed gifts. And our friend Jennifer Ever just gifted me 3 things that look like a ghost. I'm going to go into the gifting window and find out the estimated value of that gift, because it's new to me. I haven't used it yet. I haven't sent it to anyone else. So I'm on the other end of this too. I also watch other TikTok lives and I send gifts to other people. I chop off 3 to 5% of my income every week, and I use that to send gifts. The baby ghost is 10 cents, which means that Jennifer just chose to send me 30 cents. Joy Beth, thank you for the witchy kitty. Silver Drama Queen, thank you for the donut. We're getting a lot more activity now. I'm being gifted, but we're still deficient on interaction. Jennifer Ever does say there's some cute Halloween gifts. I agree. So we are 16 minutes into the stream, and we don't have any topics going yet. And I had a chance to meet somebody new. His name is Jer, but we didn't have any further interaction after I noticed them. Okay. Joy Beth says the kitty is cute. Right. So there's another new gift. It's called the Witchy Kitty. And I'm going to go into the gifting menu to check out its value, because I've never used it before. So I don't know how much it's worth. And I want to know how much Joy Beth chooses to send me. For those of you listening to the replay, this probably sounds very bizarre. Why are these random internet people sending money to me? That's the reasons for that vary per person to person. Witchy Kitty is 30 cents. So Joy Beth just sent me 30 cents, which is very helpful. Jennifer Ever just sent 2 Witchy Kitties, which is an estimated value of 60 cents. And I'm lucky to get it. Thank you, Jennifer. Okay, so we got another comment from our friend Melly Callie. Melly Callie's been hanging out for about a year. She doesn't usually talk, but when she does, I listen because it's rare. The comment says, "Nice day out there," and I agree. It's a little under 70 degrees, and it's still warm enough to be outside. It's in the fall of 2024. For those of you watching the replay, you can't read the comments in the replay, so I'm going to do my best to explain and describe what it is I'm seeing. This stream originated on TikTok in the late 2024. We're in October. Kyle the Gamer 95 says, "I would love to talk more. I'm just at my job right now." And this is normal. We have a lot of listeners who like to listen while they're at work, and many of our best friends here are multitasking. Many of the top viewers are multitasking. So when you look at the analytics, some of them log more than 40 hours a week, and at first glance it may appear that they're obsessed fans, but if you listen to their individual stories, you'll find out that many of them are working or driving, and they're not necessarily looking at the screen for 40 hours a week. Okay, we got 3 more comments from our friend Joy Beth, and I'm going to read them. For those watching the replay, you can't read the comments, so I'm going to do my best to explain what it is I'm seeing and what it is I'm experiencing here. So our friend Joy Beth says, "Always welcome. Do you ever fish? Fishing is relaxing to me." Melly Callie, thank you for the tiny diny. Our friend Melly Callie is sending me tiny dinies right now, so that's another one of the gifts. It's about 10 cents. So at 13, she just sent me $1.30, and I'm very lucky to get it. For those of you watching the replay, you're probably wondering, why are people sending money? The reasons for that vary from person to person. You would have to ask each individual to really understand why they choose to utilize the gifting system in this way. But I am very lucky. For the past 2 years, I sign on and then I make enough to get to the next day. It's really that simple. I don't know why in 2024 this has not been implemented in Facebook or YouTube yet, or Instagram. Facebook and YouTube and Instagram do not have live crowdfunding functionality yet. So I generally avoid those programs. I don't put any time into them at all. Why am I going to use Instagram Live if I'm not going to make any money? Why am I going to use Facebook Live if I'm not going to make any money? Why am I going to use YouTube Live if I'm not going to make any money? And that's the magic of TikTok. We are 20 minutes into the stream. I haven't even said anything yet. We haven't gotten into any topics. And for some reason, I've already made 336 diamonds. TikTok gives you half, which means that I'm already $1.60. I would have made more than I would have made in the past 20 minutes. So for those of you watching the replay and you can't read any comments, I'm going to read some more of the comments to explain what it is I'm seeing and what's going on here. So we got another comment from our friend Melly Callie, and she says, Jer, thank you for the pump. Jer, thank you for the electricity. So our friend Jer just sent 2 pumpkins, a lightning bolt, and a chili. The chili is about 1 penny. The lightning bolt is 1 penny. And I believe the pumpkin is, let's see how much the pumpkin is. That's another new gift. I don't remember what the value is. So I'm going to go into the gifting menu. I'm going to find out how much a pumpkin is. It's 1. Okay, good. So Jer just sent a total of 4 cents, and I'm lucky to get it. So that's great. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the comments. I'm going to try to read what it is I'm seeing, because in the replays, you don't get the comments. Also, there's a thing called the preview window. So we have people listening outside of the live, and they can't read the comments either. We also have many friends who are driving or working, so I like to do the best I can to try to read what's going on in the comments for everyone's information. Melly Callie says that the Sleep Show is a favorite, and she has a red heart. That's very kind. So, Silver Drama Queen, thank you so much for the superpower. So our friend Silver Drama Queen just sent me a superpower, and that's worth about $3. I'm lucky to get it. We didn't really start yet. We got another one. Kyle the Gamer just sent hanging lights, which I think that's about $2, I believe. So we are already 22 minutes into the stream, and we haven't had any deep interaction or real topics yet, and I'm already made over $4. We have 838 diamonds, and TikTok gives me half, so I'm about $4.17 I've made already, which is amazing. And the reasoning for why these random internet people are sending money to me really varies per person. You would have to speak to each individual to understand why I've made over $4 in 23 minutes, even though I haven't said anything yet. Okay, I'm going to go back to read the comments. For those of you listening to the replay or listening in the preview window, you can't read the comments. So I'm going to do my best to go to the comments and try to read them and explain to everybody who's listening what it is I'm seeing and what it is I'm experiencing. So I'm going to scroll back to the last comment I read. It was Melly Callie said, Sleep Show is a favorite, and she has a heart. So the Sleep Show is something that I've been doing late at nights. And I basically just hang out with friends and we listen to some chill music. And when somebody I care about says it's time to go to bed, then I like to give them a good message to send them off so that they feel good while they fall asleep. I'm basically doing what I wish somebody would do for me. It's been 2 years and I still don't have a reliable sleep show to listen to when it's my turn to go to sleep. If I'm lucky, I get into private communication with somebody, but that is extremely rare. We'll get into more about that later. So the next comment is from Joy Beth, and she's asking if I like to fish. I haven't fished since I was a kid. I guess I like fishing. I haven't done it in like 30 years maybe. That's a good question. I want to relight my thing, so I'm going to put the phone down for a second, and I'm going to relight this. We're going to go to Wawa in a minute. So I'm talking to people of the future, in that if you're listening to this, the majority of the listeners are in the future, and you're watching a replay that occurred in October of 2024. And it was probably a long time ago. This stream originated on TikTok, and we're using this live system where people can choose to send comments or send GIFs. And okay, so I'm going to read the next comment. We got one from Jer. Right. So for those listening to the replay, you're probably wondering why people are sending money to me even though I didn't do anything yet. And I did say that the reasoning for that varies from person to person. You would have to speak to each individual to understand why they're choosing to send me money. And Jer says, for me, Joybeth, thank you for the ice cream. Okay, so our friend Joybeth just sent me an ice cream, and that's worth about a penny, but I'm lucky to get it. I prioritize the gifting. Whatever it is I'm talking about or whoever I'm talking to, I usually put that on hold and immediately respond to the gifters. They are always prioritized no matter what. All right, so that's good. I'm going to go back to the comments, because those of you listening to the replay, you're not going to be able to read any comments. So the next comment is from our friend Jer, who I just met. I don't know Jer too well, but I'm looking forward to getting to know them. And their comment says, for me, it's solely because the authenticity of your account. Okay, so that speaks to the fakeness that's on social media. During this time in history, we are still transitioning into what is for you the current setup. During these prehistoric times here, many people still deny the power of social media, and many still misunderstand it. And we have this funny word that we use called authenticity, which is not what you think it means. I'll explain more about that later. The next comment is from Melly Callie, and she says, this content creation is a legit hard job. Okay, so in 2024, we have a thing that called content creation. We are still in the attention economy phase of the Great Transition, and our so-called social media use is funded by advertisers. So for platforms such as TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Google, and Facebook, what we call content is filler in between the ads. So when someone scrolls through the feed, okay, so we're using phones and we're swiping through images and art and things that people say and people make, but it's all about the ads. The ads are what funds these programs, and without the advertisers, they wouldn't be in business, and we wouldn't be able to have this model. So we're about 25 years deep into the attention economy, and so the content is created by the users. It's all user-generated content, and it fills in space in between the ads, and that's why we get to enjoy what feels like a free product. But most users still don't understand that our attention is the product that's being sold to advertisers. Every single user and content creator is being exploited during this time. And $500 billion per year is spent on the advertising from the advertising industry on social media advertising. And that's what keeps TikTok alive and Facebook alive and YouTube alive for now. So I'm going to read some more comments. We got one from Silver Drama Queen, who says, it's great to hear you explaining this. That's very good. I'm talking to the people listening to the replay who are people of the future. We got people in the 2050s, the 2040s, the 2030s, and beyond listening to this program. Currently, from my perspective, when I say currently, it says that there's 14 listeners. That number that TikTok gives you isn't accurate, and I'll get into that later. But the majority of the listeners of this program are people in the future. Thousands upon millions of people listening. Joybeth, thank you for the ice cream. Okay, Kyle the Gamer 95 says, I donated because you put on an amazing show with great entertainment. And that might sound funny to those listening to the replays because we're 29 minutes in and we didn't really get into any serious interaction or topics yet. But Kyle has been watching previous shows, and Kyle did have a good time earlier in the week. Okay, I'm going to read another comment. We got one from a person I don't recognize. Their name is Pomona Diabla. They're from NYC, and they have 83 followers, and they're a level 20 donor, and they are following me. I will follow them back a few days after I get to know them better. They've asked, are you in Jersey? Yes, that's correct. I'm currently in North Wildwood. It's a island at the southern tip of New Jersey. It's an estimation. Okay, good. And now we have another comment from a friend, Squam. And she says, hi. Hi, Squam. Okay. And then the last comment, the most recent comment, I'm finally caught up, says, it's from Pomona Diablo, and it says, oh, nice. I love going there. After that, we have another comment from the same person saying, I've been going there since I was a kid. And then they ask, how are you today? Oh, I'm feeling quite neutral. Thank you for your question. How are you today? So that's what it sounds like when I'm interacting with people in the comments. Random internet people, they scroll through the feed and they may land in here, and if they choose to, they may try to interact. And it is my favorite thing to do. I'm about 2 years deep into responding on comments in real time on TikTok Live. Unfortunately, you can't see the comments in the replay, so I'm doing the best I can to explain what it is I'm seeing and what it is I'm experiencing here. The same person, Pomona Diabla, says same as well. And they're also liking the live, which means that they're tapping the screen, which results in hearts, and they have a counter. Okay, good. All right, it looks like we're caught up on everything, so now I'm going to get back to what I was doing. We're going to go to Wawa, and I'm going to get I'm going to get my morning snack. How far into this are we? We're 32 minutes into this live stream, and we still haven't had any deep interaction or any serious topics yet. It usually takes somewhere between 3 to 5 hours to get there, and that can't be rushed. So I like to turn the stream on as soon as I wake up. It's typical to have zero interaction for the first 10 minutes of these streams. Okay, so we got a few more questions. Jer has asked, what is Wawa? Wawa is the most popular place to buy food. It's 24 hours in this region. Pomona Diabla has left a comment. I'm going to read it. It says, do you ever feel people from the past, their energy around there? Yes. Melly Callie says, your curls be curling today, Mike. Thank you so much, Melly Callie. Okay, we got another one from Handsome Harry that says, do you think Wawa was named after the George Harrison song? Wawa is a species of goose. And the Wawa logo has a one of those animals in it. Okay, and we got another comment from Pomona that says, sometimes in it. Okay, and we got another comment from Pomona that says, sometimes when I would walk alone at night in some places there, I'd feel the presence. That's very good. And this is why this is my favorite thing to do. You never know what these random internet people are going to say next. And like I said, in about 2 years, why this is my favorite thing to do. You never know what these random internet people are going to say next. And like I said, I'm about 2 years deep into thank you. About 2 years deep into thank you. About 2 years deep into reading comments on TikTok Live. And it's my favorite thing to do, really. I can't stop. Melly, 2 years deep into reading comments on TikTok Live. And it's my favorite thing to do, really. I can't stop. Melly Callie says, remember, I'm the hairstylist. That is right. Okay, we're going to get a mango juice, and Callie says, remember, I'm the hairstylist. That is right. Okay, we're going to get a mango juice, and we'll stop there. Callie says, remember, I'm the hairstylist. That is right. Okay, we're going to get a mango juice, and we'll stop there. All right, so let's go to the self. So, okay, I mentioned stop there. All right, so let's go to the self. So, okay, I mentioned the gifting system earlier. Because earlier in the stream we were getting some gifts, and I was trying to explain how that worked. For 2 years, system earlier. Because earlier in the stream we were getting some gifts, and I was trying to explain how that worked. For 2 years, system earlier. Because earlier in the stream we were getting some gifts, and I was trying to explain how that worked. For 2 years, that has been funding. That has been funding. So, wait a second. So, wait a second. I'm looking for my PayPal card. I'm looking for my PayPal card. Every Wednesday, TikTok will. I'm looking for my PayPal card. Every Wednesday, TikTok will send you whatever you made into your PayPal account. So okay. We got another comment from Jennifer. Thank you for the boo ghost, the baby ghost. Okay, that's very kind. Jennifer Ever just gifted me another baby ghost. There's 4 of them, so I think that's 40 cents, and I'm lucky to get it. So we're going to go take a seat, and we're going to go enjoy some of the mango juice blend. My phone is at 30%, so we're going to probably have maybe another half hour left if we're lucky. Okay, Squam just sent a flower, and I'm lucky to get it. It's about a penny. Squam has sent some Heart Puffs. Thank you, Squam. There's 4 of them, and that's about 4 cents, and I'm lucky to get it. It all adds up. Squam just sent another Heart Puff. Thank you, Squam, for the Heart Puff. They were introduced near Valentine's Day, and we still have them, and it's a very fun gift. Thank you, Squam. So Squam just sent introduced near Valentine's Day, and we still have them, and it's a very fun gift. Thank you, Squam. So Squam just sent me 6 cents, and why did she do it? And we still have them, and it's a very fun gift. Thank you, Squam. So Squam just sent me 6 cents, and why did she do it? Well, you would have to ask her. The reason for it, whether in the moment or long term. All right. So those watching the replay, who is most of the people listening to this, you can't read the comments that I'm seeing, so I'm going to do the best I can to read what it is I'm looking at. Pomona Diabla has asked, what are your thoughts on the Fibonacci sequence? The Fibonacci sequence is a pattern that we can see in numbers, and it's one of many patterns. Kyle the Gamer says, to the people of the future, kindness and compassion is free. Take the time to be kind. Squam says, are you paying with Heart Puffs? Yes. Yes, I am. When you send Heart Puffs through this thing, it actually translates to real money. I was live streaming on this app for about 2 months before I realized that. One day I looked at my balance after 2 months of doing this, and it was $8. And when I realized that there's real money in there, then it was game on. All right, now we're going to be able to start enjoying the mango. The stream is starting to die. The viewership has been steadily decreasing for the past 10 minutes. So I'm starting to get awkward and anxious, so I'm probably going to end it soon. I like to do these things and watch it grow, and then when it doesn't, I try to get out of it. I'm going to read another comment. Obsoletist, a good friend of mine who I've known for well over a year, says, I've had a crush for the first time in years, but now I think it's wearing off. or I'm in a bad mood. Yeah, well, that's how crushes work. It's a lack of information, and your brain is filling in the details, and as you learn more, the crush will go away and you find out the reality. Being based in reality is good, and for romance to work, you do have to engage in fantasy, but how can you keep up the fantasy? Because if you're engaged in reality and it doesn't feel good anymore, you're done. And that happens to me from time to time too. Some partners, it feels good in the morning, and sometimes it doesn't. It's like obvious that for me and this person to work, we have to be fantasy. It's really easy to fall asleep with people. It's really easy to go to sleep with people. I used to be a serial dater, but waking up with people isn't so easy. When you wake up with someone, you're based in reality. And if you can find somebody that feels good in the morning, you might actually have something. And then they say wise words. Thank you, Obsoletist. We're caught up on comments now. So I'm going to finish, I'm going to drink some more of the mango drink. The viewership of the room has surprisingly recovered, which is good. The viewership fluctuates, but I look at it on a percentage basis. So moving from 12 to 9, that means I lost a quarter of the room, but then we gain them back, which is a 33% gain. To move from 9 to 12 is a 33% gain, but to move from 12 to 9 is a 25% loss. Again, the reasoning for listening or hanging out or not really depends on the individual, and you would really have to look at individual stories. But when I see blocks of people come in or go at the same time, that's when I start looking for patterns or trying to find other reasoning. Individual people will certainly come and go. That's absolutely normal. All right. We got some more comments. Mary Kay says, ha, good advice. And Jer says, interesting take. Very good. Yeah, going to sleep with somebody really isn't that hard. That's not impressive. As you get further into the night, the fantasy becomes more and more... Okay, I'm not going to continue talking about that topic. We're getting some more likes by Jennifer Ever and Silver Drama Queen. The liking system in this thing is you tap the screen. Tapping means that you press your... We're still using phones back here in 2024. We have these physical bricks that we carry around to interface with the system. And back in 2024, we had this thing called tapping, where you would physically tap the screen with your finger, and it would result in what we call a like, which is graphically represented by hearts in the lower right-hand screen, and we have a count for it in the upper left. At the very beginning of the live, and there's a popular myth going around that the likes result in more viewers, but I have seen no evidence that that's true, and I've debunked it time and time again, but that has produced bad results, so I don't educate anybody anymore about the likes. I just let them do it, and I thank them for it. Trying to educate people about how the likes doesn't do anything produced unintentional results of several people thinking that I was mad at them for liking, or I thought that they were dumb or something, which isn't the case at all. Imagine trying to free the slaves and the slaves get mad at you. It's kind of like that. So let's not even try. It is 3:42 on the East Coast. It is in October 2024. We're moving into the fall. And the viewership is not increasing, so I'm probably going to end the live soon. I like to do this and watch it grow until it doesn't, and then I usually tap out and change strategies and try again. It typically takes around 11 hours for me to find something that works. I've been doing an average of 11 to 17 hours a day every week for about 2 years. I've had only 5 days off. So at like 70 to 80 hours a week for about 100 weeks, we are at over 7,000 hours of stage time at this point. The room size is still decreasing, so I'm definitely going to close it soon. But I'm going to light this. Let's drink more of the drink. And I'm going to try a little bit more to interact with who's here and see what can happen. It's usually around this time that I start to not feel good about what I'm doing, and I start to experience anxiety and disappointment. But like usual, whenever I'm just about to leave, another interesting person shows up. So we have our friend Brooke who just came in, and she says, "Hi, Mike. Dang wind. Justin with a J. Thank you for the likes." Okay. Also on the screen, you can see a chemtrail, which some people call contrails. I'm not going to explain that. Jared's got to go. Jared's saying, "I'll catch you later this evening, Mike. Enjoy your day." And Brooke says, "Lighters and wind are not your friends." That's great. So we're 44 minutes into the stream, and we have 300 in total impressions, which is in line with the average. And user 3... Okay, we have got a person with a default name. By default on TikTok, they give you a user and a bunch of numbers. So this person's name is user 3735785973234. It is kind of fatiguing to say it out loud. Don't have to. Chemtrails are crazy. Brooke is saying that the chemtrails are crazy. And user 3735785973234 decided to follow me. So back then in 2024 on TikTok, they have a follow function, which means that you click a button and then you should be able to be easier notified. It puts them closer to the top of the list in your feed, but it doesn't exactly work like that. But okay, Jennifer Evers says educating the future generations on this thing we call TikTok. Right, the majority of the listeners are in the future, so I do need to pull my attention away from what's happening in the moment, because I'm speaking from the past to people in the future. Those watching this replay aren't seeing the comments or anything, and sometimes I get so engaged in the comments that I forget that there's thousands of other people listening and multiple corporations listening, and my speech and my images are also training deep fakes. So I do need to take my attention off the chat from time to time and see the bigger picture. But I am 2 years deep into responding to comments, and I've formed relationships with a lot of the people in the chat at this point. I still haven't met anybody in person, so it's entirely possible that every person I'm interacting with is really just part of the system. But I really do like to have faith that who I'm talking to are real people, and vice versa. They don't have any proof that I'm a real person either. They actually don't know if I am a deep fake or if I'm part of the system. It is still pretty early, though. In 2024, that kind of stuff is rare. And, of course, everybody insists they're real, and I can insist I'm real, but... okay. Brooke Hines says, "I don't see anything wrong with what you are discussing. I'm not a robot." Right. So robots in the future are going to deny that they are not human, and humans do the same thing. Humans like to insist that they're human, and that makes sense. Okay. It is, but what makes it complicated is that robots also insist that they're human, so you'll never know for sure until you see somebody face to face. It is 3:47. It is October 2024. It's still early. Okay, Brooke says she likes to do the robot. The robot is a dance that we like to do. I gotta relight my thing. Okay, we are still 48 minutes into the stream, and we still haven't really gotten into any deep interaction or huge topics yet. but it is still really early. It typically takes 3 to 5 hours for that to start working. Um, what's that person's name? Okay, we got that person with the default name. User 3735785973234, which is like the default name given to them by TikTok. I wish they had a real name. Some people on this thing, they come up with very creative names and it's fun to say. I like saying Ninja Kitty over and over again. I like saying Super Vibes over and over again. I like saying a ghost is a ghost over and over again. And then some people I know, their name is like Laura.